Talking about my sister Siva, I remember as a little child, because I'm that much younger than she was. There's an age gap of about 14 years. And she naturally went ahead of me in years, was at ladies' college, did excellently well as a student, did well in sports, as a prefect. And when I had to go to school, it began at the age of 4 when I entered the kindergarten at ladies' college. And my mother commissioned my sister Siva to give me a drink which was taken from home, orange and all manner of other juices for me to have as a drink during the break, the interval. So right at the beginning, she very caringly, lovingly, faithfully brought it to me every day during the break. But of course, she's a very active person, and for her to get along with her friends in school and to do what she wanted to do was significantly important to her. Now, her organizational skills, which everyone recognized in the years that followed, emerged even at that point. She had this great skill of assigning things to people to get the job done. So, all of a sudden I found that during that little tea break, that interval, her schoolmates, her friends, would come and give me the drink and go and say, your sister wanted me to give you your drink. And so she had the time to go play and do what she wanted at that time. As the years rolled along, she got married to James Obeyesekere. She entered the realm of politics. Everything that James had done, she was interested in. For example, he was in motor racing. Very soon, I saw her in a Renault Dauphine, having learned to drive. I remember her with the elbowed learning to drive. But in next to no time, she was a very skilled driver. And the next thing we knew was that she was also on the racetrack. So the next thing was that when James Obeyesekere went into politics, and he, being a founder member of the SLFP together with SWRD Bandaranaike, one of the founding members, when SWRD Bandaranaike was assassinated, then James Obeyesekere held the Attanagalda seat. But after some time, I think he felt enough was enough. And who took over in politics? His wife, my sister Siva. She then contested the Mirigama seat and won. Not only did she win, she was subsequently a minister in the cabinet of the late Sirimavu Bandaranaike. She was a health minister. And oftentimes I come across people who talk about her activities as a minister, about how fair she was in dealing with people and their needs, how she took the trouble to visit all the hospitals in the country and to look into the needs that would then meet the requirements of the poor people in this country. She had an abiding interest in developing what she could to help patients who were suffering from cancer. And so I remember there was a fundraiser that she organized way back in 1976 on Goldface Green. And of course, I had no option but to be the compere, as she would request me to do it. And thereafter, you know, with her contribution to the health sector, with her contribution in the meantime to the development and enhancement of handicrafts in this country. There again, helping the poor man who at that time was gifted with the skill of handicraft, who had no avenues, no openings, nothing at all. She opened the doors to them to find a career for themselves, which meant a better life for them and their families. She was also instrumental in opening up Thulara, the government handicraft center. And subsequently, after she retired from politics and went back into looking at what she could do, what she was naturally prone to like and to do and to have given her life for, she continued in the best way she can. And so Lakpana emerged to serve the needs of those who wanted handicraft and, of course, the craftsmen. They used to come very regularly and meet with her, and she used to meet with them and talk to them and treat them and do these things. So she was an all-round kind of person, a very active person, a very disciplined, business-like person. Her organizational skills were admired by many. You know, there is this saying that you must do what you like and like what you do, and then you'll be a success. And I saw that aptly working in my sister's life. Of course, she had a heart for those who had a need in a time of need. But I remember in the year 1984, when I was afflicted with a cancer. If there was anybody on this earth who was deeply concerned, other than, of course, my wife and children, it was my sister Siva. She did everything that had to be done. She got me to see Dr. Dayasiri Fernando, who was the surgeon at that time and who was, of course, 2 years senior to me at St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, and whom I knew very well. From the point of the diagnosis, the next thing was she got all the doctors to her home and asked, what do we do now with this cancer? And their advice to her was, madam, the best thing ever that you can do if you're asking us is send him to London. Because in 1984, there wasn't even a scan machine in this country. And so they would be able to decide on the regime of treatment for him. And she got the tickets for my wife and for me, and we flew off to London. All this was a process, it was a possibility, and a happening which my sister caused and aided to happen. Well, she was very close to me. She cared for me. I remember when our mother was in hospital, in the coronary care unit of the General Hospital, now the National Hospital, and her last moments drew near. She told my sister, held her hand and got her to hold my hand, and told her, promise me that you will look after him. And she with tears in her eyes said yes. Not only did she say yes, she kept her word. 100%. If ever there was a need in my life, there she was. Of course, being older, she would admonish me, she would correct me, she would instruct me, but everything she did lovingly. If we sat for a meal at a table, even if it was her birthday party, she would be concerned to see what I was having, what I was eating, and she would say, take something more, take this, take that. I think her daughter, my niece Chantal, will attest to that. How she was concerned about whatever, a simple thing like what I was eating at mealtime. That was the heart she had for me, and a heart full of love, and a heart that was faithful to the commitment she made to her mother. that she would look after me, and she did. She was a great lady, a national figure in this country, Deshamanya, as she was awarded. And though she was in the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Deshamanya was awarded by Ranasinghe Premadasa as president in the UNP, because he recognized the good work that she had done. To his credit, irrespective of politics, he recognized those who made a contribution to the progress and development of this country. Well, we miss her very much today. We cherish her memory, and we just about know that she is resting in peace in the presence of the God whom she believed in.